not sure how much longer you'll be planning on hanging out. We are thinking of having lunch at some point, so you are welcome to stay around if your growling tummy can make it to that point.
I don't know. Are you
know,
buying lunch?
That's another
that
2
depends
hours.
On who's buying
I'll buy lunch.
And what?
But that's another 2 hours, so are you sure your tummy can make it till then? Yeah,
sure
that
He ain't going hungry.
Or maybe your pocket.
So tell us, where are you in the process? You're leveling the top of the stand at the moment, and you've got to put a number of shims in there?
Yeah, we got to put some more shims in it. I ran out, so we'll store get some. But we're going to pull it out right now and put the tank on.
Oh, so you're ready for...
Yeah, we can put the tank on. I just got to put a couple more screws in it.
Okay, okay. All right, well, let's get to work.
After you feed me lunch.
How about waiting until lunchtime?
I'm getting the feeling everybody's making fun of me.
And thanks for coming back for part 2 of the 400-gallon Bowfront Aquarium build-out. We're just about ready to bring the tank in, but seems as though there's a greater need to shim up the top of the stand than originally anticipated.
What if you were to lower the other side instead of putting more shims?
What, you mean the
The
actual
left
stand?
side. No, the left side.
We tried to. That was the problem. The back side's all the way against.
Oh, okay.
So that's where our starting point is, because it was actually running, this
Yeah.
whole floor is running downhill.
Yeah.
So that back side's all the way down, and then we leveled this across, and then we worked our level this way. And so in turn, you can see how much the floor is off. About
Yeah, no, I
half
checked
an
it.
inch.
I checked it. Yeah, it's an
Yeah,
awful
it's
lot.
about a half an inch. So, you know, we don't want that
It's just a
to,
slope. I think it's just a slope from the hill.
Yes.
because that's the way I like it. Oh, man.
It seems as though there's slightly more than a half-inch difference in the floor height over the 8-foot distance of the new stand. The top deck can easily be shimmed or blocked up, but it sounds now like we don't have enough shims to do the job.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's how much that floor is at right there. That's a good 3/4 of an inch. Hey, is the tank covered with plastic?
Oh, yes.
You want to go peel off the plastic?
Yeah, sure.
I'm kidding.
Turns out there was about 3/4 of an inch worth of shims needed for the front right corner of the stand.
Is it lunchtime yet?
Sorry, it's not lunchtime yet, Greg, but it is time to bring the big tank into the house. To do so, we need to first move the stand away from the wall. This is so we can slide the tank onto the stand and not worry about damaging the metallic midband that extends above the front side of the stand.
All right, so we're going to slide all the way forward because we still got to get that tank back here. Now let's just, don't let it tip, don't let it tip.
Okay, that's fine.
And with the stand now ready to be paired with its tank, William and the guys start by uncovering the tank.
I got to live with that.
Okay, so here's a couple of thoughts.
There's a couple of thoughts. Again, I would think having it on its backside would be the way to carry it in. You can either lift it up a series of steps and then get the cart on to roll it to the next set of steps, or just once you have it up, just
I said
go.
once we have it up, just go.
Once we have it up
Yeah.
there, right?
There's gonna be too much.
It's
to do,
up and down, up and down.
Yeah.
Okay. So getting it on its back, you want to roll it on its back on the blankets, or do you want to lift it up and flip it on its back? Okay. All right, well, basically it's 4 corners, and then a guy, I guess, at the front and at the back. When you carry it, don't lift inside here.
No, no, of course not.
Just only carry it from the outside here.
Right on the bottom, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And as everybody takes a deep breath, we all reach downwards and grab the bottom of the tank. And with a collective grunt, the tank is lifted, and almost if planned, the flat cart that the tank sat upon gets under Greg's feet, and he almost loses his end of the tank. With a quick little step, it's just another hee-ho.
Watch the arches.
And from there, we can rest the front of the Bowfront tank on the back side of the Bowfront stand.
Somebody's got to crawl like underneath.
That's what I was thinking.
And then what? Lift it? Yeah. Ready? Go. Lift and go.
Take it back. What's that over here?
Come on, get it on the stand.
All right. We're clear.
With a final push, the tank seats itself flatly on top of the stand. The next step is to carefully remove the protective paper that still covers the acrylic material. This involves peeling it off. It does not involve the need for any tools or knives. As the paper comes off and our view is from above, you can now get a good idea just how big this tank actually is. And just as we get the final pieces of the protective paper off the tank, somebody spots something that doesn't look right.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're gonna want to bump in this or what. You can see a lot of scratches. Look straight ahead over there. You can see the swirls on the other glass over there. You can see right here. Look at all this right here. And that wasn't having.
Don't see what you're referring to.
All little scratches.
See it on this side with the light.
See it on this side. Right? Get up the light, guys.
Watch the little circle swirls. The haze.
Maybe it's because I'm getting older and my eyesight isn't what it used to be, but I'm really not seeing what these guys are pointing out.
You look at this and tell me what they're seeing and what you see.
Condi is my tank polishing guy. Let's see what he has to say about it.
I think it's because they had that
The wrap on it, huh?
wrap on it.
But it should have came off.
No, but that's protected.
That's
A little hand polishing and such.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the outside, yeah.
I'm not, this isn't anything that I'm needing to be concerned with at the moment.
No.
Okay.
It seems as though there are some scuff marks along the edges of the acrylic panels. This is most likely due to the bonding or preparation of bonding of the acrylic panels. I can have Condi easily polish these away. For now, we need to move forward on getting the tank's plumbing placed through the bottom of the tank. I cannot lift the tank into its final position until all the fittings are in place. At that time, the tank has to be lifted up 6 inches so the fittings can then pass through the holes in the top of the stand.
Okay, you see these bulkheads here on the underside of the tank. Do you want to hand me that? There we go. That doesn't seem to be, something's holding that one back. These are the 2 Durzo standpipe drains out of the internal overflow. This one and another one here in a moment will be the return lines that will go up through the overflow and poke out the face of the overflow. Then the bulkhead you see right there in front of you, and the far end here are the returns for the circulation pump, and this one here will be the inlet for the circulation pump. We need to get these bulkheads in place before we can put the tank on top of the stand. And why am I having such a hard time getting this nut started?
Just turn it.
Something just doesn't seem right about that one.
These are malfunctioning.
There's just something's not right here. Pull that whole Durzo out. Something's wrong with that.
Somehow, the threads on this bulkhead got damaged. I always buy an extra 1 or 2 of many of the fittings, and in this case, I have an extra 1.5 inch bulkhead to use. But something quickly makes me aware that there's an issue with this bulkhead as well.
Now we got to put it down. You can put the original one back on.
You want me to take it off?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Put the original back on, 'cause everything is screwed back on.
There you go.
So it's okay now?
Yeah, put the original back on.
Thank you. So make sure not to booger up those threads next time you put it on there.
Yeah, Condi, what's up with that?
To give you guys something
You know, we
to do,
can't take
man,
you
know?
anywhere.
It took 3 people to fix that.
I mean, it's okay.
And with the threads in the bulkhead now clean, it glides together quite easily.
Okay. Now, before we lift it in there, I think we should tighten up those bulkheads. And I want to make sure that you're okay with where everything's sitting at before I get in there and tighten them up. Hello, my name is Jim Stime. I'm with Midwater Systems, and I'm the developer of the Jelly Aquarium. The Jelly Aquarium is a tank designed specifically for the keeping of jellyfish. I offer 5 different sizes of tanks designed to be built into a wall or a freestanding cabinet. I also offer the inexpensive Mini Jelly Aquarium, which has its filter system built into its backside. Additionally, I offer tank-raised moon jellyfish, as well as a line of tanks designed for producing your own jellyfish. For more information on this fascinating world of keeping jellyfish, visit jellyaquarium.com.
And here are some exciting previews of future episodes. This episode deals with adding an algae scrubber onto an old reef tank and cleaning up the tank as well as the cabinet area. Will this tank continue to work without the protein skimmer? A couple of weeks ago, I came across a shipment of golden eels just in from Brazil. I picked up one for the 400-gallon Bowfront aquarium. She may look like a snake, but it's pretty hard to hide in a big tank when you're banana yellow. And in this episode, we built our own version of an algae scrubber. Only it's the entire filter by itself. We have a possible 90-gallon reef tank sale in the works. And our friend Rick is talking about setting up his 180-gallon reef tank again. Be sure to come on back again for these and other exciting opportunities with more of LA Fishguys.
I think ultimately we want to take that out and cut that tubing so it's straight.
And while Condi and I double-check the tank fittings, it's time to unload the aquarium canopy.
Okay, now can you take it?
One of the issues a lot of people have is how tight to tighten the bulkheads. I'm going to say just slightly more than snug, because you can actually over-tighten a bulkhead. Or snap it.
And with the back end of the tank hanging off the back side of the stand, now is the time to tighten those fittings. That as opposed to trying to tighten them through the holes that were cut through the top of the stand.
We've also got the, careful. Look down inside here. These are the return lines that are coming from the filter system below, and then those will be the drain lines or the Durzo standpipes. And then you can see we've got the return lines on the outside of the tank, and then there'll be a suction line over here. And so we're ready now to lift the tank up to get those bulkheads over the back edge of the stand into the holes in the stand. And at the same time, we have to be careful pushing the tank in not to damage the mid-band or the trim on the front of the tank. So let's get to work.
Okay, so 3 or 4 of us, just
two here, and then like you were saying, one on each corner, just to guide it. You know what I mean? And so always not.
I think 3 of us. Yeah, 3 of us lift, and these 2 on each side, 1 on each side, pushes and guides. Let us do the lifting.
Do you want to? Okay. Do you want to bring the whole thing this way a little bit, or you want to just put it on the stand now?
I'll put on stand now, and then we're gonna have to. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I'll be a lifter, you'll be a lifter, you'll be a lifter, and you're an alignment, and you're an alignment guy?
Jim, why don't you be an alignment guy?
Okay.
That way you can, you know, let us know when you guys are ready.
It's got, like I said, we gotta push in evenly. Yeah.
You guys push and we lift.
Okay. Okay, already hit on this side.
We got it down because our fingers.
Okay.
I think we're good there. Everything lined up.
Yeah, everything's good. We're up, man.
And without losing any fingers, we've got the tank secured on top of the stand now.
You could technically go a hair that direction. But
Okay.
Yeah,
let's get it pushed up against the wall first, and then we can make adjustments.
This is where we're gonna need
Just
everybody.
it banged a little when
I heard it too, but it's okay.
Yeah, that's all right.
As long as it's in.
Yeah.
All right, let's slide it.
All we need.
Yeah, let's do it.
Ready?
Yeah.
And with one big grunt,
Okay. Now, 1, and you're ready.
All right, ready, go.
and then a second bigger grunt,
Okay. Get him out of there. He's gonna die in there. Hey, leave the little white guy on this side. You know? Oh yeah, that's real good.
I'm supervising.
Ready?
and a third,
Okay, hang on, we're hitting something. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Jim, this is a good time for you to put any cords back there too, before we get too far back.
the cords he's referring to are the power supply cords for the Aquaray LED strip lights. There are 8 strips, all with cords that connect inside the cabinet below.
I mean, there is, how much, a half inch at most behind the tank?
The tank can go forward more too. Oh, we got more room.
Condi's concern is not only is there enough room between the back of the tank and the wall to pass the power supply cords through, and is there enough room to retrieve the cords should one need to be replaced.
Gotta go that way.
And while Condi unpackages the LED light strips, we'll push the tank and stand snugly up against the wall.
Gotta come this way an inch.
Exactly an inch.
Right there. We're in now, push it against the wall.
That's it,
Jim, we got room.
Oh yeah, Jim, look at it.
As it turns out, there's plenty of room on the back side of the tank between that and the wall to accommodate the power cords. But now, the question that's come up is, do we put the power cords back there now,
Yeah, you got room back here too, perfectly, Jim.
or do we try to string them through later on?
That's still tight, I still think we should put these cords back there now.
Well, this
before we
side's
screw it
bigger.
there.
Look, Condi. Hey,
Okay.
Condi, come here, look. See this right here? That's the chase way for the wires down there. See that cutout? So we need to get that wire to that point. That's not a problem. Well, let's try one first and make sure.
Let me show you.
Just in a quick review then, where are we exactly right now?
Lunchtime.
Everything's
The only thing we have left is
in.
the canopy and it's pretty light.
The canopy is already in the house, yes?
No, it's outside. It's moved it outside because we didn't.
So I'm gonna let these guys go. The rest of us can handle the canopy?
This is like a little bit off.
Is it?
Yeah, canopy's not even heavy at all.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty light.
All right, so Craig, Condi, and myself and Jim can carry that in, okay?
We're gonna have to shim this off the floor. Just a little bit. But that's okay. We can fix that. How about that one?
So I guess we're done, thank you.
1/4 inch, 1/8 inch, what do you got?
With the tank and stand up against the wall, turns out we're still not level yet.
About 1/4?
I'll see you there. Thanks a lot.
Okay, so now we got the tank on here. We still haven't fastened this thing to the wall. We're on that. We're just doing a little more fine tuning on the leveling. We got all the bulkheads in, as you saw. I got some electrical to do down in here, which we'll do. There's a couple circuits down there, so we're going to have a total of 4 plugs. Should be plenty of room. And then we'll check back with you later and take a look and see where we're at.
So we've got the tank and the stand pushed up against the wall. We've kind of discovered one thing, and that is we need to run the power cords for the lighting system behind the tank before we screw it to the wall. Otherwise, we aren't going to be able to get the power cords back there. The lighting system on this tank will be the Aquaray brand LED light strips. We're going to have 8 different strips. They've got about a dozen bulbs in each one. These are the Cree brand or style LEDs. I think there's about 15 watts per LED strip. Once again, there'll be 8 different strips on the underside of the canopy to illuminate the tank. And as I mentioned, we've got to run all those cords behind the tank first. So Condi's up there kind of tucking the LED strips into the overflow, passing those cords back there, and then they'll kind of all come together down inside here, where we can then take that controller, which is what all the lights will hook into. This is a fancy controller that has a timer in there. It actually has 2 different type circuits so that we can run a kind of a sunrise sunset effect. It's also got a silly little storm feature in there, which I think is kind of bizarre, but anyhow, this will be the new trend in lighting, and I decided to utilize that new trend on this aquarium. So now we just need to get the stand pushed up against the wall and mounted to the wall, screwed to the wall. So let's go ahead and get that finished.
Well, it appears as though that space behind the backside of the tank keeps coming back to haunt me.
See it? So he could run the cords. As soon as we push it back, you're not going to be able to run the cords. It'll be done.
Then your cords are back there now?
The cords are back there now. But I'm saying, if you ever needed to replace this,
I don't want this gap.
All right.
like I'm telling you now, if you ever need to replace these lights or a strip or something, you're not going to be able to do it unless you splice it and then you rewire this yourself. So, 'cause that little-
But to accommodate what he's talking about, I've then got to have a big gap here. Okay, so we've got all the power cords for the lights run through there. Jim is now in the process of screwing the backside of the stand to the wall itself. So make it a point to come on back for part 3 as we start assembling the filter system inside the cabinet.